その力の名前はね、挽回だよ。
Kenpachi Zaraki is the current captain of the 11th Division in the Gotei 13. He is the 11th Kenpachi to hold the position. His first lieutenant was Yachiru Kusajishi and his current lieutenant is Ikaku Madarame. Although he is known to be a violent fighter, Kenpachi's actions tend to be for the best. Kenpachi lives for battle, and enjoys a good fight more than anything. He even holds back in an effort to make any fight last longer. He claims injury and death are nothing but the price one pays for a good fight. Despite his tendency to be brutal, Kenpachi usually stops a fight if his opponent is too injured to fight back, claiming he is not interested in fighting weaklings who can fight anymore, and he does not feel obligated to deal a death blow to anyone who cannot fight any longer. However, he will unhesitatingly kill his opponent if they refuse to end their fight, such as during his battles with Kaname Tosen and Noitra Gilga. He also takes his title as Kenpachi seriously, telling Remy Thalmo that there is nothing the latter can create that he cannot cut because the power his title implies is not to be taken lightly. Kenpachi's unique hairstyle is partly due to his habit of taking a bath every day before going to sleep, which is a necessity to him due to his strong perspiration. During these baths, he usually washes his hair with soap, making it stiff. He enjoys doing so because it is easy for him to set his hair to his preferred style. He once tried a hair treatment recommended by 1st Division Lieutenant Chojiro Sasaki, but his hair became too silky and was impossible to set for a while. Since then, Kenpachi has greatly disliked the lieutenant. Kenpachi attaches the bells to his hair himself, which takes a while to accomplish. The highest bell in particular takes him several hours to attach, as the tip of his hair is just beyond his reach. He refuses to get help as he thinks it is weird for someone else to style his hair. On multiple occasions, Kenpachi has shown great respect to those who can defeat him in a fight and those who can push him to his limit. Ever since Ichigo Kurosaki handed him his first known loss since against Retsu Unohana, though Ichigo considers their fight a loss for him, Kenpachi has considered the latter a member of his division. Despite Ichigo's refusal to engage in a rematch with Kenpachi as he considers him an ally, Kenpachi constantly expresses his desire for it every time they meet. He also aided Ichigo in his fight against the Bound, doing so as it would make Ichigo stronger for their anticipated fight. Kenpachi also holds great respect for Unohana, the only person he ever admired, as she was the first person to make him experience the thrill of battle. He readily acknowledges that the two of them are very much alike, and is brought to tears at the thought of being unable to beat her before he dies. 14. Upon inadvertently killing Unohana, Kenpachi was reduced to screaming and begging for her to not die. Kenpachi sometimes contradicts his own logic in fighting. On the one hand, Kenpachi wishes to increase his own personal power. On the other hand, he conceals his strength to enjoy a fight for as long as possible. Although he thrives for battle, Kenpachi does have emotions. Kenpachi and his lieutenant, Yachiru, have been close ever since they met, and have a father-daughter-like relationship, making Yachiru one of the few people he cares for. However, he has stated if his subordinates interfere in his fights, he will cut them up first. Aside from Yachiru, Kenpachi deeply gives meaning to his name. Following his fight with Ichigo, Kenpachi talks about the pain of not having a name, as he lived his early years without one. This causes him to feel guilty his sword is not acknowledged by its own name. Since then, he has strived to learn its identity. Kenpachi strongly believes fun comes before working. One example is when Kenpachi sends his 5th seated officer, Yumichika, to fend off the bout in Karakura town, as he is the only high-ranking officer who is not busy, or rather, busy having fun, as Yachiru was snacking and Ikaku was napping. During his free time, Kenpachi always takes his afternoon nap. He does not have a particularly favorite dish, but he particularly hates natto. After killing Unohana and finally learning the name of his Zanpakuto, though he retains his desire to battle and is not overly interested in the details, Kenpachi became somewhat calmer and more focused. He is more willing to listen to reason, having backed down from searching for his missing lieutenant on his own when Nana Eyes explained it would be more practical to have his division conduct the search. Likewise, he shows far more concern for Yachiru than previously. When he discovers she is missing, Kenpachi frantically orders his men to begin looking for her. Shikai's special ability, in its released state, Nozarashi possesses tremendous attack power, easily destroying a huge meteorite with a single attack. Its cutting power is also greatly enhanced, allowing Kenpachi to effortlessly cut through the bodies of his opponents and even through space itself. Kenpachi's unnamed Bankai.
Bankai, 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 Bankai! Bankai!
Bankai. Bankai.
Bankai! Bankai!
Bankai.
Bankai, unnamed. Upon activation, Kenpachi's Bankai releases a huge wave of energy powerful enough to level nearby buildings. In this form, Kenpachi's skin turns red, and he gains multiple black markings across his face and horns on his forehead, causing him to resemble an Oni. His blade becomes an altered version of its Shikai state, with a shorter, more jagged blade resembling a rough cleaver. Bankai's special ability, Kenpachi's Bankai grants him tremendous physical strength and cutting power, allowing him to effortlessly topple a gigantic Gerard Valkyrie with a single blow, rip off his arm in a single motion, and cut him completely in half from a considerable distance. While in his Bankai, Kenpachi becomes a mindless berserker, acting without consciousness and regard for his own life.